Well, hey everybody, it's been a minute. Sorry. I might have to clean up this camera here. Dickwad's been super whiny lately. I don't know what his problem is. But anyways, yeah, it's been a minute. I've just been super busy. You'd think it would be easier for me to make a YouTube video with having another guy and supposedly a little more free time, but that is not the case. It's Saturday and I'm out here with timber on Wednesday or Thursday. The end of this, it's supposed to have like a little round thing on the end that seats into a fuel line fitting on the injector pump right here. And I was going along out here and this decided to start running funny. So found out that it was an injector line, and so let's see here. Nope, I don't want to do that. I had to replace this injector line, and it goes in, I don't know if you can see it, but right in there. And they didn't have the injector line, and thank God, when I bought this Dana, they had this special crow's foot that fits. They've ground it just right so you can get on those injector lines, and where I showed that. But this is hold on a second. This little cap right here is what presses that end onto the injector. So that's, you know, goes like so in there. Well, you know, like it's all dirty now, it's covered in fuel, but right in there all the injectors go. So luckily it wasn't like some of these injectors you've got to take off. You know, if you replace this one, you'd have to take these two out too. So that one I replaced, I didn't have to, but I can see where it's already chafing, or it's chafing this one. So I think I'm gonna, when I get out to the yard, I'm gonna try to fit a little piece of rubber in there. But I was able to get it, and well, I guess it fired right up. I'm wondering if that was, sometimes it seemed like it turned over a little while, like it had some air in there. So I don't know if maybe that fitting was leaking a little or getting a little air the whole time, but it does start fine. We'll show you here. It sounds good. Or anything either, which I was wondering, so that was nice. Oh yeah. So I don't know if you could hear out there, but what I was saying is I wasn't sure whether I was going to have to bleed this. This was an old mechanical engine, and I'm not sure. It seems like it's got a electric pump that builds pressure before you start it, so it's not something that you've got to turn over and pump with the injector pump. Not really sure, but it didn't take any bleeding at all, and I've had those lines off, and so that was nice. Having that crow's foot, I wouldn't have been able to do it without that. So yeah, I've just been super busy. You know, for me, I have 50% more employees, which, you know, it's only 2, but that's quite a change for me. And we've had some tinkering trouble with the 501. I think just, you know, Jeff's learning, but also it's getting run a lot more. So we've seemed to have worked our way through all that stuff. So that is good. And I haven't really had a lot of troubles with the tire cap, but I think one of my last videos where I was stuck in the Hartford job, and I blew a line and drained most of the hydraulic fluid out of it, and it was way in the back, and replaced that. Well, I've run it for another month, I guess, and first afternoon I started here, the same thing happened before I got a hold of it. The low hydraulic light was on, and I got out, looked, and it was before I got all stocked back up on hose fittings in my service trailer and hose, and the place that made it didn't crimp it right. It blew the hose right out of the fitting, so it would have cost me more money to go back there and bitch them out. And the most money I was out was the hydraulic fluid, which they probably wouldn't have covered. So I just brought the hose back to my service trailer, cleaned up the end, crimped a new fitting on, then that blew off, and re-crimped the other one, which definitely wasn't crimped enough. So, all right, well, we're back out to the yard. I just opened the hood, no leaks. Everything's running fine. This is we're just starting this job. It's for the town of Winslow. Let's see if I can get this key right. Don't know the area, so lock stuff up. Jeez, it's been warm. Really warm. Mid-40s most of this week here. Well, it's supposed to cool off again. Hopefully we get another 5-6 weeks of winter before springtime. Well, alright, I'm just checking in on, this is the other job in Sydney that we haven't finished up yet. We're all done, obviously, processing, but Wes needs to finish forwarding, which should be done this next week at some point. So we had our first real kind of any sort of problem, I guess, with the processor the other week. I was gonna say here, we had a def issue where something about the eye, or the thing that tells the quality of the fuel, or not the fuel, the def, had a little glitch. So Sanford had to come out and replace that part, so that's fine. But yeah, Wes is hopefully this is kind of should be a smoother transition, kind of what we were looking for, with having the extra guy. And I don't think I had done any video on this job. It's probably been over a month, I guess, since I've done any sort of video. Like I said earlier, it's just feel like it's been crazy. I just haven't had the attention span, or just getting used to having a little more responsibility as far as people and equipment go. We got here, and the measuring wheel, we had issues with the measuring wheel on the processor, which was structural. It broke, and I didn't do anything with that video there. But anyways, we brought it to Don, the guy that does our welding, and he machined it out and made it better than it was. And what else? We had a cylinder, broke the end off the rod where the nut goes on. But luckily I had a spare one in the trailer, so that was no big deal. No hoses, little things like that. But seems to be much better now. We've got it's a little leaky on one of the valve banks, and that's the one of the next things on my list that's really bugging me. So I want to get that taken care of. But this should be this job. Well, we're all over there, so this transition, right, Timber, should be pretty good. So I'm thinking with what's left over here in Sydney to forward, and what's in the yard there must be probably 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 loads, maybe a little more. So with what Wes has left to forward, I think we'll have a full week of trucking this coming week, and Wes will have most of the week forwarding, and then that'll give us enough time to get going over in Winslow. And when Wes leaves, you know, making sure I line up the low bedding good, there shouldn't be really any gap in trucking or production. So that's sort of what we're looking for. Anyways, I just thought I'd do some sort of update. I know I haven't been around and just been busy, so I keep saying I'll try to do more, and I will. Just been busy. So like, subscribe, comment. We'll catch you later.